I'm a numbers man. I'm a numbers man. That's what he said.
Who?
Glenn.
Glenn's an idiot. Zip?
He's showing around a new client. Right here is the numbers man.
Head numbers man, did he say that?
It was
Ultra
implied.
store numbers man?
He meant
Could
it
fire
as a-
my ass in a heartbeat numbers man?
Don't start.
Glenn's an idiot.
He meant it as a compliment.
Then why do you look so depressed?
I had this out-of-body experience the other day.
Okay.
I was in a meeting, the kind I've done a million times before, and suddenly I realized I was at the back of the room watching myself, listening to myself. And you know something? I was bored.
Great.
I'm serious. I was listening to myself, and I was so boring.
You are not boring.
What I do is boring.
How do I look?
Wonderful. You always look wonderful.
I feel fat.
You're not fat.
And you're not boring.
Let's sell this house.
Oh, God.
Let's sell everything.
Have you been reading Thoreau again?
I'm serious.
You just think you're serious.
Everything, God, just why not?
Jobs?
I ran the numbers. It's what I do, remember? We're set for life, Roz. A very long, comfortable life. We could, I don't know.
What would we do, Ray?
Why do we have to do anything?
Well, I like what I do.
How much longer?
Till they carry me out.
Gauguin was a numbers man, you know. 11 years as a stockbroker, and then one day he said, "To hell with it," and took off to paint.
So you're going to Polynesia. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Gauguin wanted to get away from, quote, everything that's artificial and conventional, like this neighborhood.
Ray, you can't paint. What's the matter?
Nothing.
You just seem so... Are we okay?
God, yes, you're about the only thing that is okay.
Well, did something happen at work?
Nothing ever happens at work. The market goes up, we make money. Market goes down, make a few adjustments, we make money. You know, you read about those disgruntled workers get fired, come back with a machine gun. At least it would liven things up.
Oh, there was another one today down south somewhere. An insurance company. 14 people.
I probably heard about it, and it's not even news anymore.
So what happened at work?
Nothing.
Ray, please.
No, it's just, you know, Whitney.
Well, I thought you liked her.
She's good. She's very good.
But?
Whitney is out for Whitney. To a certain point, that's good. You want aggressive people, but, you know, a couple clients complain, second offense, so I had to bring her out at the meeting. I got angry.
How angry?
Too angry.
Oh,
Been a long time since I lost it, you know?
is that vein bulging?
Probably.
So what did she do?
She doesn't grasp the idea that there's a bigger picture. You don't sell a new client on what's hot for a couple days. She's got to understand it's about trust, growth. It's about the big picture.
I know.
These kids who are getting out, I don't know, like they all watched Wall Street and believed Michael Douglas or something. If that's what they want, go somewhere else. She thought she got away with it. That's what really pissed me off. If she had owned up, taken responsibility, who knows? I might have let it slide.
Well, document everything.
I know.
No, every meeting with her, have a witness.
I know.
Leave your office door open at all times.
I don't want to fire her.
Well, cover your ass, Ray.
Pay for profits. That's all they're interested in. There's more than that.
I know, the big picture.
See? Repeating myself. I am boring.
We should go, we told them 7.
I'm very proud of you.
Well, I'm not going to win.
I wish I could be there.
Well, you're in Toronto.
That I could cancel.
No, I'm not going to win, and I don't want to be humiliated in front of you.
It's not humiliating.
It would be if you were there. I can't help it. I'm always trying to impress you.
Well, you do pretty good.
Pretty well, it's an adverb.
We should go.
Do I look okay?
How many times do I have to tell you?
Well, I feel funny.
About what?
Talking to her last time was kind of awkward.
Talk about teaching.
She's a guidance counselor.
So?
That's for education majors who are afraid to actually teach. Oh, and that school of hers, oh, excuse me, that academy?
Well, she's very nice.
I didn't say she wasn't nice.
And she's very bright.
She's very well educated. The two are not always the same.
Roz.
I'm sorry, I just have a hard time talking to her.
How many times have you... the shower and then the wedding?
And the rehearsal.
None of which are exactly conducive to conversation.
And an all-girls school. I mean, I'd go nuts. Much rather have all boys. Much easier.
How's your project going? You know,
Nazir.
Nazir. I can never remember that kid's name.
Not good. Look, I like her. I do. She's just a little cliche, I guess.
She's young. What's my excuse?
Fire Glenn. He's an idiot.
It's not Glenn.
Numbers man is an insult.
That's not how we meant
But
it.
it got you depressed.
This house has got me depressed.
Do you want a drink?
Look at this lawn. Why do we need this lawn? Gauguin had the right idea. A beach needs no maintenance.
Ray, you hate the beach.
Do you have any idea how much it costs to maintain that pool every year? We swam 6 times last summer. It comes to over $400 a swim. See? Numbers.
Look at that
I
sunset.
know.
No, come on now, look at it. Why would you ever want to sell this house?
I don't want to sell the house, Roz. I want to sell everything.
Our wedding present was delivered today. It's a wine chiller. Don't be surprised when they thank us.
I love it.
Oh, did it been okay? I went through measurements.
It's fine.
I'm just having a little bit of trouble with the temperature thing.
Oh, it's white on top, red on bottom.
The instructions came in French.
And she only speaks Spanish, German, and Italian.
A little Italian.
Well, it's not tough. I can send it for you.
And what are you trying to figure out?
Oh, finally got DVR.
Oh, that's that thing you can
Right, tape shows, jump around. You should get one.
I don't watch that much television. Business stuff, ESPN. I don't even watch the evening news anymore. The commercials are all for medicine. It depresses me.
Most people use these to flip through commercials. I'm trying to get them.
Of course.
My dissertation prospectus?
Oh, so you decided to go for it.
Sure.
Last time we talked,
You
you
need the degree, play the game.
the game worth it?
Gotta do it.
No, you don't.
Come on, Ray. I don't know anything about finance.
You're smarter than half the kids I hire and not nearly as annoying.
Not for me.
We've got lots of long, pointless meetings. It's just like academia, and it pays me.
I'm a teacher. I know I'll never get rich, but tenure is the greatest job security in the world.
What's your proposal?
Male African American images in television advertising.
That sounds more like marketing than sociology.
Exactly. Okay. Sociologists study society, people, right? We study the most important thing in the world, and we're funded primarily by universities, which means next to nothing. Marketing people study society too, only their budgets are a lot bigger,
But they're looking at consumers.
which are people. Granted, their research may be narrow, but it's well funded. Why shouldn't we use their findings to supplement our own?
Makes sense, I guess.
I can't wait. All the other proposals in my field are like totally negative, disintegration of this in society, harmful effects of that. Really depressing? I wanted to do something upbeat, something positive.
Oh, what's upbeat and positive?
His dissertation perspectives.
Male African American images in television advertising.
Positive and non-threatening. There, I've written your proposal for you. I mean, that's what you're finding, right?
Well, yeah, actually, that's a big part of my proposal. The importance of being inoffensive. The minute they heard the words African American, the alarm bells went off with the head of my department. She delicately put it that white people had no, well, she didn't actually say the word right, but that's what she meant.
Well, just be careful.
Is she black?
No, white.
Oh, then be extra careful, because we're even worse.
She meant it was a tough topic.
Because they're sensitive to the images.
And they have every right.
Well, God forbid anyone gets offended.
Are you saying that people should have to put up with things that they find offensive?
Well, if they want to live in this country, they do. I mean, of course, if you want the government to protect you from offensive speech, the Middle East has some lovely countries.
Well, I think it's a little bit more than just being offended.
You should see some of the memos from these ad agencies. I mean, some of them are so over the top. They're actually funny. This one agency has this thing about how anytime you have 3 unrelated people, one of them has to be some sort of minority. Oh, and minorities can never be the butt of any joke unless, I love this, unless it's by a member of the same minority.
Oh, and white people can never be seen in a supervisory position.
That's right. How'd you know?
I watch TV once in a while.
What's wrong with that?
Well, nothing wrong with it. It's just not true. I mean, every commercial, the black guy is always the CEO.
Why does that bother you?
Well, because it's a lie. I mean, how many corporations do you know that actually have a black guy at the head of the table? Not nearly as many as they show on TV, that's for sure.
Well, minority kids need positive role models.
If you have to look to TV commercials for your role models, there's something very wrong here.
Why does it matter where it comes from?
Because it's pandering. I mean, if I was black, I'd be pissed. You expect me to believe this?
Well, you're looking at it from a white person's point of view.
Well, that's the only one I have, Molly.
You're right. Maybe there is some overcompensation, but what's wrong with that? It's taken how many years to overcome? Look at the movies. Generations of playing mammies and butlers and train porters.
You're not actually looking to Hollywood as some sort of litmus test, are you?
For images? Yes, that is what we're talking about, right?
Okay, very good point.
Quit while you're ahead, Mal.
Seriously. Up until the 70s, unless you were Sidney Poitier, African Americans could only play subservient roles.
And Italians were fruit peddlers or gangsters, and well, Arabs sold rugs, and Jews were bankers, and Greeks, they owned diners, and the Irish, they were either cops or drunks.
Usually both.
Right?
The next time you watch a commercial, notice there are like no blondes. I'm serious.
No blondes.
Yeah, every spokesperson now is, oh, there's a word, you know, it's like a little bit Asian, a touch of Hispanic, maybe African American. Oh, you know, but not enough to airtight the Southerners.
Christopher.
No, I'm serious. I've read the memos. Oh, multi-ethnic. That's the word. That's what they're looking for.
Melting pot.
Oh, God, I hate that expression. I mean, at least the way we usually use it. Brotherhood and harmony. What crap. I mean, think about it, literally. What is a melting pot? I mean, you throw a bunch of stuff in there, it starts to heat up, and eventually it's going to boil over. And actually, maybe that's not such a stupid expression. It's kind of that metaphor. Molly, the other day at my school...
So, how are your parents?
Oh, great. We Skype.
Oh, where are they now?
Belgium.
Prague.
I thought they
No,
were.
honey. Prague. Prague.
Oh,
He can never keep it straight.
Who can with them?
Oh, when he stayed with us sometimes when they were off somewhere and we had like 12 itineraries on the refrigerator.
Okay, everybody has a glass? So, it hasn't made the papers yet, but Roz here is the state finalist in the National Teacher of the Year Award.
Oh, that's great.
Congratulations!
I get to go to Florida!
Hey, free trip.
Teachers, Christopher, it's probably going to be a Motel 6 and a coupon to Arby's.
Christopher has told me some of the stuff, that you've accomplished,
Oh, thanks.
especially in that environment.
You mean ghetto?
11 out of the past 15 years, she has had finalists in nationwide poetry competitions.
2 of them won.
It's amazing.
Well, that environment tends to give you a lot of material.
What she gets out of those kids, just astounding.
How do you do it?
Just set standards, I guess. I mean, realistic standards. And then you expect them to meet them, or at least try. I mean, effort goes a long way in my class. Some of these kids, they've never had a goal in their life except maybe not to get shot.
Oh, tell her about the over-under.
Oh, Ray hates this.
Go ahead.
Well, so every week in the faculty room, we have this betting pool on how often I'll get called bitch. Or should I say white bitch? I think the record was like 18.
Students call you bitch.
White bitch. But I try not to see it as a hate crime. No, on the contrary, I actually used it once as an example when I was teaching adjectives.
I assume that you had honor students.
Those are the honor students. I'm kidding, Molly. It's hallway talk.
She won't even let me come to the ceremony.
Because I'm not going to win.
Well, it's still an honor to be nominated.
Well, and the best part is, my principal, I mean, she hates me. She hates me. But this kind of stuff, it makes me untouchable, and she sees me and she just scurries into her office. Oh, I love it. Oh, did you guys see her on the news last week?
No, why?
Those Asian kids that got jumped?
That was your school?
Oh, I warned them about this a year ago. But our principal is such a racist.
Your school is predominantly African American, right?
72% African American. That's who jumped them. 12% Hispanic, 9% Asian, and 7% other. I've been looking all over the place for those other kids.
That's what I mean. Talk about what's wrong with the system, a white principal at a school like that.
Who said she was white?
I'm sorry, it's just when you use the term racist,
Well, she hates the Hispanics and the Asians and the others, whoever they are.
Oh, well, it's just that there's this theory that the disenfranchised, in this case African Americans, due to the effects of slavery and the aftermath, can't be racist because they never really held the power.
18 black kids against 3 Asian kids? They held the power that day, Molly. Look, our principal doesn't give a damn about those kids. If the shoe were on the other foot, a mob of Asian kids beat up some black kids, whoo, the hue and the cry you would hear.
I mean, the whole situation is just so sad.
Sure is.
I mean, the anger, culturally, that they're filled with all that anger. And it's constantly eating at them, and they feel they have to take it out on someone or something.
I thought you meant it was sad for the Asian kids.
Yes, of course.
Well, they are the ones in the hospital after all.
No, yes, the whole situation is just so tragic.
What?
Excuse me?
What specifically is so tragic?
I don't know. The fact that groups feel they have to exert a certain African American kids beating up Asian kids. Neo-Nazism is on the rise in Europe. Seriously, I mean, I would like to think that we're moving beyond all this, but I'll be honest, I think it's getting a lot worse. When does it stop?
Unfortunately, Molly, it's never going to stop. People will always be suspicious of people who are different. It's human nature.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, don't get her started, Mom.
Oh, well, for one thing, there is real racism and there is perceived racism. You, Molly, are a racist and don't even know it.
Roz.
No, I'm not.
Okay, then let me ask you a question. 1 a.m., Saturday night, July, hot. Your car breaks down, but you get a choice of where. It could break down, where do you teach?
Bryn Mawr?
Okay, it could break down at Bryn Mawr, or it could break down where I teach in North Philly. Where do you want the tow truck to come?
That's not a very fair question, Roz.
Why not?
You're kind of oversimplifying things.
To make a point, yes.
Shouldn't we get going?
In a sec. Look, Molly, just answer the question honestly. And I will get off my soapbox, I swear. Where's it going to be?
Okay. Bryn Mawr.
You're a racist.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You had a choice of a white or a black neighborhood. You chose white. You're a racist.
No, I'm being sensible. Bryn Mawr is just a safer neighborhood.
Because it's white.
No, it's just where you teach.
It's dangerous because it's black.
That is not what I meant.
It doesn't matter what you meant. It's how I perceived it. You're saying black people are dangerous.
That is not what I'm saying.
Yes, you are. White say black dangerous.
Statistically, North Philadelphia is more dangerous.
And it is primarily black.
Roz, you made your point.
Almost. Look, Molly, I would swear in a court of law you are not and have never been a racist. You answered that question based on common sense. You were honest. None of us want our car to break down in a bad neighborhood. And around here, those neighborhoods are black. This is a fact. But I work with people every day, like my principal, who would call you a racist in a heartbeat. You'd be perceived to be a racist because they didn't like your answer. It's a new McCarthyism. Don't like the way someone thinks. Call them a racist. Someone calls you a racist, what do? How do you defend yourself? Guess what? You can't. Where shall we eat?
There's that new tie.